We're Stephen and Mags, and together with our 3 kids, Louis, Neve and Oliver, we're starting out on the biggest adventure of our lives, swapping city life for an off-grid homestead. After years of dreaming about making a change, we sold our house in the UK, packed up all our belongings and made the 1,500-mile trip to southern Spain, with the hopes of creating the dream family home and a new life in the sun. Follow our story from the very beginning as we begin the journey of creating our off-grid home. Buenos dias everyone. So we're working on the fires that we had piled up in the last video, getting them all burned down, and then we can start properly clearing this little bit of land. However, once we've finished these today, we're not doing any more gardening because we're going out. The town that we live in has got a big fiesta on tonight. No, not a fiesta, carnival. A big carnival on tonight, so it'll be the first time us going to see that since we've lived here. So we're going to go and have a look and see what that's all about. Let's take you, give it a little sneak peek of what it was like, and then crack on with the rest of the stuff that we're going to do for this week.
So it's another day, and as you can see, we're back in the garden. So after us rotavating it, we can't quite work out how to make the little mounds with the rotavator. So we've had a try. We failed miserably. So we're back to trying to do it by hand, just so that we can get the plants in that we've got that are desperate to go into the ground. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get them all in today. So this is our effort so far, doing it by hand. Well, them first two were with the rotavator, but they weren't without an effort. And then these ones are by hand. What do you think about the rotavator, Steve?
It's on the bin. It's just, yeah, can't get it away, can't work it out, so back to doing more labour intensive way of doing it by hand, but at least we get the rows. A way for rotavating it, we just can't use the plough attachments on the back. It keeps getting stuff on the, I think they're called beddies, the blades that go round. Yeah, can't work it. So for now, back to this good old manual labour. So, I'm taking a break from doing all that braking because my arms are officially dead. We've got 7 rows in so far. I'm going to carry on and put a few more in for the seedlings that we've got, the plant starts that we've got ready to go out. I know the video's been a little bit fragmented because it's been done over a couple of days and you've seen different things so far. But the carnival that we went to the other night was really good. They have the carnival every year in Spain around this time. So just before Lent, and it's meant to be a carnival of excess, a carnival of feasting and overindulging, ready then for Lent, and people generally give something up for Lent as a penance. So, and because Spain's a Catholic country and it's, they have a lot of religious festivals, that's one of them, but it was great to watch. We really enjoyed it and we got to have a night out afterwards and have a bit of overindulgence going for a meal. But I'm definitely working that off now doing this. So, Mags has started wetting some of the top of them because it's really windy. It's just blowing all the dust up off them while we're trying to do it. So she's been wetting them down as I'm going along. And as you can see, we've got 7 in so far. And then we're going to carry on and see if we can get some more in just on this side. And then we should have enough for today to get what plant starts we've got out and in the soil so that they're out of the greenhouse. And then we'll have the rest of the area to still work on and put some stuff in as well. So back to it. Wait for the noise of that to stop. So actually I thought this was a really good idea. We want to cut some cardboard to put down between the middle of the rows that we've just done for the beds, because the last time we planted in the last season we just ended up with loads of weeds and grass. So we're planning on putting some sort of mulch down the middle, but we want to cover it with cardboard first. We've had a delivery of furniture items, so we've got loads of spare cardboard. And I thought the quickest way to probably cut it was to do it on the table saw, and actually it's working really well. So we're getting thin strips like this. There's hardly any labels or anything like that on them, and these should fit between the beds, and then we can put some mulch over the top of them, which should keep the weeds down, hopefully. Well, we have to give up on the filming for a little bit because, as you've just seen, the farmer's been here and he's re-levelling all of the roads because he's in and out of this tractor all the time, seeing to his asparagus farm, which is on this property. We keep getting divots in the roads, which makes it hard to drive. So he's re-levelled a lot up by the barn, and now he's going down each of the little pathway he used to do it down there as well. But in the meantime, we have got as many beds that we're going to get in for today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 in so far. We've put the cardboard down in between, which you've seen before, and then we've covered the top with straw. We're hoping this straw hasn't got as many seeds in as the one we used last year. And it's the same straw that we've used in the little kitchen garden, potager garden place. And none of that has sprouted, even though we've had lots of rain. So we're hopeful that this won't sprout and we won't have to do massive amount of weeding again. However, we are nearly there and nearly ready for planting. We are losing the light because it's getting on, so we're going to pick it up again tomorrow and then start putting all of our plants in finally. So good morning, we're back, and today is the day. It is time to get these into the ground, and the ones we've also got in the wheelbarrow. We've got loads of different types of plant. We've got peas, beans, cauliflower, broccoli, lettuces. We've also got, I've forgotten the name of it again. Courgette. We've got courgettes to plant, so we've got loads to get in the beds that we made yesterday. And what a lovely turn up for the books. It's nice and sunny to be outside as well, so we're out in t-shirts. For a change, yeah, it's nice.
It's freezing in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be freezing in a minute, but it's nice just to be out in the sun while it's nice and warm. So we're going to crack on and then decide what beds we're going to get these put into.
What are you doing? Good job with cues, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah, it's a good job he's cute. Diego's been out with us for 2 minutes. We've got to have him on the lead because the farmer's about. And I turned round after turning the camera off and Diego's rolling in the beds that we made yesterday. Do you realise how much hard work that was while you're rolling around in there? So before he destroys any more, we're just deciding where to put the peas. Max, go on.
So I think that we should put them here because the shields are by the tree.
Which is, yeah.
Will be because they're a tall structure, they've got less likely chance of snapping. And Steve thinks we should put them over there by where we've got a wider gap so that we can build the structure. I'm
just worried, we've got the I forgot what that's called as well, bamboo that we collected the other day, which we're going to have to build some sort of trellis system for them to go on. And I just think that if it's in the middle of the narrow rows with it together like that, we'll have trouble getting in and out of them once they start growing. Whereas over there with the heart, stand back a little bit, Max. We've got the heart of garlic, but there's a wider path going up the middle, so them 2 rows could be beans and peas, and we'd have room to walk down the middle of them as well. Diego's currently trying to pull over the wheelbarrow of stuff now because his lead dropped around it. So before he does, we'll decide and come back to you. Well, that's all the beans and peas trellised. We're doing the string method, so we're going to grow up the strings hopefully. And we've used the bamboo that we cut down last week or the week before to make the little frame on it. I think it looks okay. The strings are all held tied to another piece of bamboo cane at the bottom, and then some 10 pegs, really large 10 pegs pushed in to keep them down in place. Max has put the beans on the end of this one, and each one of them we tried to give it the first wrap around the strings so that hopefully it will catch and then start growing up them. Just need a good water in when we finish doing everything. And hopefully they'll look really cool once they start growing.
This way, no, this way, with me.
Tego's getting rescued because we're going for a cup of tea. We've now done a whole row of broccoli, which is this one up there. I think we've got 40, have we? About 40 of them. We had some which were early start, which are grown a bit bigger. There's 5 of them, 3 on this end, 2 on the other end. And then in this one we've got a whole row of cauliflower all the way up. And what we've done this time, after going to see Andy in Mountain View Farm in Valencia, all his, probably not this close, but all his vegetables were planted much closer than what we planted our last crop. And what we found is that we suffered terrible with weeds because there was just so much bare soil and so much opportunity for them to grow. You can see, I mean, we weed them regular, but you can still see, like even in there, there's still weeds growing. More weeds there. So what we're doing this time is planting them a little bit closer together, and then hopefully the leaves from the actual plants will shade out the ground and we'll have less ground to cover, which is the other reason why we put all the rows so close together this time as opposed to being far apart like that. And you have big walkways with lots of weeds to deal with, and put the cardboard down and the straw down in hopes that we don't spend hours weeding, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. You live and learn, don't you?
Yeah, we live and learn.
That's what it's all about. It's about learning.
Yeah, learn and curve. So on that note, peas, broccoli, lettuce over there's in, cauliflower, and now cup of tea. Yeah? Come on, Diego. Back and refreshed after a cup of tea. We've got the next ones to put in this little bag. We bought these as plant starts. We've got some peppers to put in. Now look, we don't need a trellis as such for peppers, but we do need a cane for them to grow up or something we can secure them to. I'm trying to get one out. They're a decent size, so we've got some canes already. I'm going to put them in another row, put the canes next to them, and then see if we can attach them on somehow to keep them. We're already getting a test of the wind because it's picked up wind again, and where we are, we're in like a plain in between the mountains, so it gets really windy here, and the peas are blowing already. Look. So it'll be remain to be seen whether we put them in the right place or not. Because they're blowing, I just hope it never gets too strong that it snaps our little plants. Hopefully they'll root in properly, and the canes at the bottom will stop the strings from moving too much as well and give a bit of support.
So Steve is just finishing putting the tomatoes up, and whereas on this one we put a bamboo cane right across the bottom because there was a lot more of them to tie. On this one, because there's a lot less. What is the 9 or 12 or something?
12, yeah, 12 of them.
So we've got 12, not that you can see the tomato plants very well from there, but we've got 12 little tomato plants, and because they're not so close together and there's not so many, we've decided to just put a little peg in them, which is a little easier actually to tie them up to the top.
It's a little bit more secure as well. Just to note what we've done, I'll open this one. But when we've planted the plant, undoing it, we've planted it on its side, so the plant goes like this, underneath and then up. And we remove the bottom 2 leaves off every one of them, the long leaves, which just look a little bit different than the top. And then lie the plant down on its side like this, so the root ball's actually over here. The stalk goes under and then up, because then the stalk on it should sprout more roots and make it stronger and more stable in the ground. So if we do get wind, like when the peas were blown before, they shouldn't then uproot or lift themselves out. And plus these are more sturdy with just a peg because they're heavier plants than the peas as well.
So we've got loads done this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. We've managed to pick all our old vegetables, we've managed to turn the garden over, and we've managed to plant some new ones, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll grow lovely as well. Thanks very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.